All right, let's be real. Your competitors,
They're getting clicks that should be yours.
but today I'm going to show you how you can steal their market share, dominate on Google Ads, and make their customers your customers. And this is not going to be about running some basic search ads, okay? We're going to dive into a ruthless, strategic, and highly effective method to systematically outbid, outshine, and outperform your competitors. So if that sounds good, then stick around because we're gonna get into it right now. All right, to start off, let's talk about targeting your competitor keywords, okay? So you should have at least one Google ad campaign with several different ad groups in it, with one ad group relating to each of your major competitors, and you're gonna be bidding on their brand name keywords, okay? Why, you might ask? Because people searching directly for a company name, they're already in the buying mindset. They know where they want to go. They're ready to get something from them. Okay, they've already made up their mind. So here's what you do: you make that search campaign and you bid on their brand keywords. So step one is you make that Google Ad search campaign and you bid on your competitor keywords in each ad group, and you have copy that is specific to that competitor in each ad group. This is why you separate them, so you can have each competitor listed out, and you can have different copy, different ads under those ad groups to target them specifically. And you want to make sure that these brand keywords are exact match. So you want to stay hyper relevant, okay? And now this brings us to part two, which is going to be crafting better ad copy and offensive ad copy, not offensive. Like, you don't want to bidding on your competitors' keywords is a completely offense game. So your ad copy needs to destroy theirs, not just be good, but it has to be better. You're trying to win users who are already in the buying mindset and already know where they want to go. So you have to use power words and phrases. For example, new and improved alternative to blank, which would be your competitor name. Better than competitor blank. Try this instead. Exclusive offer. Switch from blank today and get blank. So the goal is to create doubt in the user's mind about their original choice. Make them think, okay, wait, is this actually better? Or, oh wait, these guys have a better alternative? That's your whole plan. And now once you've got that down, you need to focus on manual CPC and bid adjustments, okay? So you can't be letting Google do the bidding for you, because that's like trying to drive blindfold, okay? So for this, it's important that you do the bidding and you don't let Google do the bidding for you, because Google's system is AI and it's overall well-rounded, which is great for a lot of things. But for this, it's very specific that you take control with manual CPC and you use bid adjustments to focus on the high value traffic. So you should be dominating these high intent searches by aggressively bidding. So increase the bid, okay? Because this is one of the things that's going to help you not only directly compete with them, but actually compete with them on the search engine result page, okay? You want to try and appear higher than them. I've looked up companies and I have seen competitors that are actually ranking above them in their Google Ads, or if they're not running brand search Google Ads, and that's amazing because now you will rank higher than them no matter what. But typically, depending on what kind of market you're in, people will have these brand searches. Companies will have their branded keywords. They're going to have their own Google Ads search campaign to protect from this. But if you increase, your manual CPC, or you put a manual, however much percentage of a bid adjustment, you can actually start to rank higher than them. And then when you go into your Google Ads overview and you go to competitive metrics, you can see what percentage of the time that you were at the top of page. And you can see in your auction insights where you rank against your competitors for that specific campaign. So this can get really nasty. So that kind of brings us to the next point, which is going to be actually exploiting these auction insights. So use all these competitive metrics to, identify where you're losing impression share, adjust bids accordingly. If you still realize that they're higher than you, then increase your bid even more. And this is going to just kind of help you track who's, creeping around your space and kind of help you, plan a counter attack. So unfortunately, this is war, and you can go into Google Transparency and you can type in any URL and you can see every single ad that any user or that any business is running. So analyze it, look at what they're doing, and outbid them, outshine them, and create copy that's going to defer people away from the copy that they're running. So this brings us to section number 5, which is going to be using single keyword ad groups. So this is a strategy that was used more commonly a couple years ago. But for this, again, I know I talked about this in the very beginning, but just to kind of reiterate and give more information around it, is you want to have one search campaign, and then inside that, you want to have different ad groups for each competitor. And I would recommend just quite literally having one exact match keyword in each ad group. So if you have 5 competitors, have one competitor for each ad group, make the keyword in each of those ad groups just the exact match of each of those competitors. And then this is your chance to make copy that is highly, relevant to that exact competitor. You don't want to have generic competitor copy. You can if you want to have one ad group for that, but I really recommend if you really want to steal market shares, you have to speak directly to the people who are going to that exact competitor, and you have to know why and what for. And this is your chance to have a better offer, better messaging, and use that aggressive bidding to even rank higher. So the setup of this is just as important as you doing it. If you don't set this up correctly, you may as well not do it. Chances are you're going to be spending and wasting a lot of extra money. But if you want to do this correctly, coming back down to the fundamentals and setting up this Google search campaign correctly is going to be one of the keys to success. So enough about search campaigns. There are more ways to annoy your competitors and steal market share that we can get a little creative with. So use YouTube pre-roll ads that trigger when people search for your competitor's brand. So this is your chance to hijack a customer's attention before they even watch, what they were originally wanting to. So this is almost a way for you to put yourself between their search and, where they intended to go. So it's like setting up a billboard outside someone's office, but way cheaper and way more effective, and can have a direct call to action. Now, of course, bringing this back down to one of the fundamentals, none of this is going to work if your overall product or your price or your landing page is garbage. So you want to make sure that your business is ready for this. You guys want to make sure that you're in a spot where you already have a very proven business model. Your conversion rate is already really high. I see a lot of people neglect the landing page, and it's quite literally one of the most important things, if not the most important, because after someone clicks, the job of Google Ads is over. So about 50% of the battle is going to be that landing page. Okay. So make sure that your page loads quick, have the unique selling points broken down. And if you really are serious about this and you're putting a serious amount of budget and you're a large company, I would almost have separate landing pages just based on this competitor campaign. So you can make sure that your ad rank is going to be the highest by using, these same competitor headlines that you're using in the search ads on your page, and make this landing page all about, hey, this is why we're better than so-and-so, or with us, without us, or comparing your brand to the generic or whatever. But use this as aggressively as you can. And you have to make your offer undeniably better, okay? Even make a offer that people only see when they are going for these competitors. Have some kind of extra deal that you only offer when trying to steal market share, because these can be some of the most important and crucial customers to be winning over. Kind of like how Verizon or T-Mobile or AT&T, they offer you bigger, better offers when you switch from a different carrier, because it's all a market share battle. So obviously those guys are in a spot where, hey, literally the only thing that matters now is market share. Same thing with like FedEx, UPS, DHL. They're in a market share battle, but depending on where you're at too with your business, you may also be in a market share battle. Another great thing about these competitor campaigns is they kind of loop into your overall Google ad account. So if you're running a Performance Max campaign, and if you're using campaigns to steal market share, I'm sure you have tons of campaigns. So I'm very positive that you at least have a Performance Max campaign. So when you bring those potential customers to your site that you stole, now they're going to be getting remarketed, because a Performance Max campaign, whether you upload your customer lists or not, it's been proven that it'll retarget about 40% of its spend. So that means that now, once you got this one person to click, you can also be retargeting to them on Meta. But most importantly, you'll be hitting them back with Google, with YouTube ads, display ads, etc., all from your Performance Max campaign. So as we know, it's 2025. It takes a lot more touch points for someone to convert than it used to back about 10 years ago, because of all the amount of noise. So now once you get this person to click once, you can now almost abuse the fact that they've clicked, and you can be retargeting them all over to overall help them convert in the long run. So now I kind of want to touch on a retention strategy, right? So winning the customer for the first time, getting them to buy one thing is about winning half the battle. So keeping customers, as a lot of you know, is the real game in Google Ads just as a whole, right? If you can maximize your LTV, that's going to help you infinitely, because once you've already, paid to acquire a customer, absolutely milking as much money out of them as you possibly can is going to help your business win and grow on the long run, regardless of what the Google Ads dashboard actually looks like. So for this, of course, offer loyalty rewards to prevent churn, send exclusive deals to past buyers. And then all this kind of, loops in. Of course, you want to run SMS and, email marketing to stay top of mind once you get someone to buy. But that's also why it's crucial when you're winning market share to have these exclusive deals just for these people that are thinking about switching. So now that we got retention kind of talked about a little bit, I want to talk also about bidding on their weaknesses. So if your competitor has, bad reviews or high prices, or they have a lot of negative reviews around one, aspect of their product or service, then this is your chance to exploit it. Okay. highlight your 5-star reviews, offer better pricing or freebies, and call out the weaknesses in your ads subtly. Okay, don't make it super obvious, but if the largest competitor in your space, the biggest problem they have is the durability of the product. Let's say it only lasts about a year, and that's the thing that everyone always complains about. You talk to your customers and you ask them, hey, why don't you go with these guys? And they go, oh, had it, whatever, only lasts a year. Now, this is your chance to highlight subtly, but also not subtly. I'm going to leave this up for interpretation, let you do what you want here, but now highlight your durability, okay? So really exploiting your competitors' weaknesses is going to help you guys a lot. Now, this brings us to the last two things. One of these is standard all across the board in terms of Google Ads, but I felt it was important to include in this video, and that's just going to be scaling winners quickly, right? I know nothing new, but once you find what's working, you want to scale that aggressively, just like anything else, right? So increase the budget on the high ROAS, right? So if one ad group is getting triggered a lot more than others, that means that this ad group or this competitor has a lot more searches than the other ones, and the other ad groups aren't getting much spend because Google Ads spends at a campaign level, then break it out, right? Expand this as you would anything else, right? Increase the budget on the high ROAS, winning competitor ad groups by breaking them out, or, increase the spend in the campaigns if they're doing really well. You want to keep the competitors on the defense. And this kind of goes into the next point, which is just going to be, analyzing these competitors weekly and making sure that you're looking at your competitive metrics, which is going to be your how many times you ranked the top of the page, and your overall impression share. So you want to do everything you can, such as getting the higher quality score, lowering the CPCs, all that stuff. That's going to help you, acquire these customers effectively. Also, of course, if you're in a game where, you're Verizon or you're FedEx, you can spend literally infinite amount of money to get these people because that's what matters the most. But in your case, that's why I mentioned it's really, really important to have separate ad groups, specific ads, and even a specific landing page, for this search campaign, because you want to have the highest ad rank possible to make sure that this is still, going to be effective for you. You don't want to be, at a 0.1% ROAS, but you're stealing competitors, right? You don't want to, just throw money away. So make sure that you're using all of your resources, again, your competitive metrics, the Google transparency reports, and you want to just look at the overall impression share to make sure, because these competitors are going to try and fight back. So keep tabs on your competitors. Watch all this stuff really closely, and you can start stealing market share and stealing potential customers from your competitors. So again, thank you all for watching. And if you're like, Johnny, you're the master at the advanced strategies. One, thank you. I'm flattered. But I would love to run your Google Ads for you. So I have a link in the description below where you can go to my website. And if I am not sleeping and you fill out my contact form, I will personally grab my cell phone and I will call you within 5 minutes if I'm not sleeping, okay? Also, if you're like, hey, John, we think we have things figured out, we just need a little bit of help, I will audit your Google Ad account for you with no call to action. I'm not on there to try and win over your Google Ad account, and get you to pay me and pay for my services, but I just genuinely would love to get on a call with you for free and find all the hidden gaps inside your guys' Google Ad account. So again, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.